Hello and welcome to the Habit Coach podcast. I am Ashton Doctor, your habit coach, and today we have a very special episode. I have with me Akshay Jalan, who is the owner of Plan My Food. It's a fantastic app that allows you to understand the food that you're purchasing, the way that you're eating better. And one of the cool things it does is it knows all the labels that are available here in India. And with a simple scan of the barcode, you can get whatever it is. So I figured what better person to tell us about how to read nutritional labels than Akshay? Because, this is a question I get asked all the time. Like, Ashton, how do I read nutrition labels? I'm at the supermarket. How do I make choices about this? Now, before starting this podcast, I want to make it upfrontly clear that Akshay and I do have a business partnership. The No Sugar Challenge runs on his app. But this podcast is not about that. This podcast is not a sell for the No Sugar Challenge. We'll probably do one of those later on. But right now, I just want to introduce you to Akshay and let's have a nice in-depth masterclass on how to understand nutrition labels. So without further ado, Akshay, welcome to the Habit Coach.
Thank you, Ash. It is an absolute honor to be here. For all of you listening, I have applied to be on this podcast for about 4 years, 5 days, and 45 milliseconds. And here I finally am. So, hooray!
Yay! Welcome. We keep putting out content like this on this channel. So please don't forget to hit subscribe and the little bell icon so you know when future videos come out. In fact, there's important. A label here that says refined soybean oil.
Yes.
What does refined soybean oil mean?
So, what is refining, right? Refining is basically extracting. So let's look at the journey of an olive oil, right? So you have an olive basically, which is a fruit, right? And you press the olive's pit to extract oil. So the first press, the cold press, right, is where you get your extra virgin olive oil from, right? And that's the purest oil because you're not doing anything in terms of diluting the purity of the seed to extract the oil, right? There are different ways of cold pressing, but we won't get into that right now, right? Once you've done that, then you do a second press, which is also typically a cold press. That's where you get your virgin oil from, right? Once that's done, you have really sucked the core of this little seed, right? This innocuous little seed is now bone dry, but guess what? There's still some fat in there. There's still some oil in there, right? So then you kind of use chemicals, you use solvents to basically extract whatever little juice there is left, whatever little oil there is left. That process is called refining. And that is what your refined oils are. Now, I'm not saying refined oils are bad for you. They're going to cause any kind of problems in terms of other than, but they're not as good for you as the pure cold pressed or second pressed oils, right?
In fact, with regards to olive oil, we have extra virgin, and then something called pomace. And pomace is your refined oil. So many times when people say I'm having olive oil, they are actually buying pomace because it's cheaper. But that is not the version of olive oil that is good for you, right? It is in fact what is used for, like my friend who sells olive oil, sells it for soap making. The pomace is used in soap making, right? The extra virgin olive oil is what is used in eating.
Correct. And here's again where we need to be wary about the claims versus the ingredients, right? If a product, like Ashton was saying, if a product says olive oil, first thing you should do is flip the bottle over and see what kind of oil is it. Is it extra virgin? Is it virgin? Is it pomace? Or is it something else that they have now come up with to make olive oil sound really good? Now, right? So that's the key, guys. I mean, and I'm holding a mayonnaise, in front of me. And the first ingredient is refined soybean oil. And that's 35% of the mayo, right? And then you have a whole bunch. I won't even waste our time reading it because they're nothing but E this and INS that and synthetic this and hydrolyze that. So
I have one as well. Mayonnaise that says olive oil mayonnaise. And right on the top it says 78% fat free. Now, if anybody has ever made mayonnaise, mayonnaise is 75% oil. Right?
Exactly. That's the definition.
Definition of mayonnaise is pure fat. So how can you have a mayonnaise that is 78% fat free? So that boggles the mind right in the beginning. And then we have ingredients like water, olive oil 20%, then synthetic vinegar, sugar, milk solids, and emulsifiers, stabilizers, etc. Okay.
Which is why, guys, any butter that says fat free is not butter. There's no dairy in it. There's no
Yes.
milk fat in it, right?
Correct.
And we all succumb to that. Think, oh my God, this butter is got no fat in it. It must be super healthy for me. Guess what? It's only chemicals, right? I mean, it's synthetic this and synthetic that to make you think that you're having butter, but it's not really butter. So if we understand that and we still want to have that, that's okay, guys. You're allowed to do that, but know what's in your food, know what it's doing to your body, and then make a call. I think the whole idea of this podcast, guys, is not to scare you or beat you or batter you into submission, but it's to just make you realize that it's not all black and white. There's a lot of gray in buying products. And the way to kind of, understand what is white and what is black is to read the ingredient list first, because that's where you get a true understanding of what's really in the food that you're eating.
Correct. And it's so interesting. So I have two products here. I have a peanut butter in one hand and I have an almond butter in the other. Right? Now, granted, the almond butter is twice as expensive as the peanut butter. And half the size. Okay, so we're not getting into that right now.
Correct.
But it's so interesting to see the ingredients in the peanut butter are roasted peanuts, sugar, stabilizers, diglycerides and fatty acids, peanut oil, iodized salt. Correct? So we've got 5-6 different things in the peanut butter. And in the almond butter, which is more expensive and smaller, is roasted almonds.
Yep.
One ingredient.
Yep.
Correct?
There we go. There we go.
So if you can afford to make a better choice, make a better choice. If not, see, all right, इसमें 5 ingredient है, चलो 2 वाला ingredient है. Like, can you start making small little changes in your life to at least start looking at the ingredients and then start making those things. Don't look at what is written on the front, because on the front, it might say all sorts of things like the peanut butter, the one with the 5 ingredients, says recommended for cyclists, runners, and gymnasts, and people going to the gym. So they're already trying to make a claim for a healthier product, because obviously people who are interested in cycling, gymming, and running will want something like this. Whereas the other one just says almond butter. Now,
sorry, go ahead.
No. I was saying, so it's important to understand where is the marketing and where is the reality.
Yes.
And all we are saying is move from the marketing to the reality, and you'll start seeing a shift.
And Ash, I just wanted to add one thing here. When it comes to peanut butters, right? Do me a favor next time you go to the supermarket and look for peanut butters. Forget about the front of the package. Just automatically close your eyes and flip the package, then open your eyes. So you're looking at information that is pertinent to you. Start out by looking at the ingredient list. And I guarantee you, as you start doing that across the peanut butter section, you will find peanut butters that only have peanuts in them. You'll have peanut butters that have only peanuts and salt in them. You'll find peanut butters with peanut butter, salt, sugar in them. You'll find peanut butters with peanut butter, salt, sugar, and salt and oil in them. So you see what's happening. You're finding the same product being made in 5 different ways by adding peanuts, which is the core of the product, plus 4 different ingredients. And then there'll be variations of that. So the bottom line here, guys, is that just by flipping the back and looking at the ingredient labels and comparing that, you'll get a sense of which one is better for you. Which one is the least processed, because peanuts we know is not processed, but peanuts plus something else means it's that much more, it's processed. Peanuts plus means it's that much more processed. Peanuts plus, and so on and so forth. So that's a really good way to ascertain which products, without understanding, without joining ASHA, or without getting a PhD, which products at least have the least amount of processing or gunk in them.
Yes. Superb. Thank you so much, Akshay. Thank you.
Absolute pleasure. Thank you for having me.
All right. Have a good day.
You
Bye, guys.
Thank
you so much for joining.